At noon, we got Virginia, who is a 1-0, traveling to NC State, who's also 1-0. Big undefeated versus undefeated matchup. NC State favored by 2.5 points on ESPN2. Chandler Morris for the Cavaliers went 19-27, threw for 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Also led his team on the ground with 5 carries for 50 yards. Cam Ross had 7 catches for 124 yards and a touchdown. CJ Bailey for the Wolfpack went 24-34, threw for 318 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Hollywood Smothers on the ground had 22 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. And Wesley Grimes had 4 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown. NC State is 37-22 all time in this matchup. Last 3 games have gone to NC State from 2018 to 2023. Last time Virginia won, and last time Virginia won at NC State was in 2012. So I think what's really interesting about this game is these are 2 teams that are kind of sleepers in the ACC, right? Right now in the ACC, we're talking about, we got 4 teams in the top 25, right? You got 4 teams that I think a lot of people think can absolutely compete for the conference and absolutely can compete for a college football playoff spot. There's 4 teams a lot of people are hyped about. And then I think there's 3 kind of sleepers that are just kind of on the cusp. I think a lot of people are kind of paying attention to them as possible candidates to go on a playoff run. That's the Dukes of the world, the Georgia Techs of the world, and the Louisvilles of the world. Louisville obviously being the top of those 3. So really it's those 7 teams I think almost everyone is focused on the ACC. And so we're talking about teams like NC State or teams like Pitt. I think that they're slipping very much under the radar of what we expect them to do in the college football playoff season. Now, I think that's very fair, but I do think NC State's a little bit of a threat. I think NC State, if things go right for them, they can absolutely do it. Theirs is a very young team. So again, NC State did not look the strongest against East Carolina. I don't think anyone would say that they did. They had a 24-7 lead, I think, at one point, and that slipped all the way to 24-17, where East Carolina came very close to tying up that football game. So I'm not saying anything like NC State is on the caliber of those teams. They obviously have a lot of work to do. But all that being said, I think this is a much better team than Virginia. I think this is an NC State Wolfpack team that if things go right for them, they could go very right this year. I don't think this is a college football playoff team, but I don't think a typical Dave Doeren season is insane here. I could absolutely see an 8-4 team, a 9-3 team here. NC State is not built ridiculously poorly, and Dave Doeren has this team very young, and I think this is going to be a NC State team that a lot of people sleep on, but could absolutely be a team that trips up someone that looked like they were destined to go to the college football playoff. I think this is a sleeper Wolfpack team. I think Virginia is not very good. I'm still on the Virginia is not very good track. Virginia played pretty well against Coastal Carolina, but again, I don't think Coastal Carolina is going to be a team to compete in the Sun Belt this year. I think this is a Virginia team that is probably not going to make a bowl game. I don't think that their head coach is making it past this year. I think this is an NC State Wolfpack team that is very excited about what they have. I think CJ Bailey is an extremely interesting, fun, young prospect for them, and I like the Wolfpack to win, and I like the Wolfpack to cover at home.